Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today with the talking about the results of the live Impact. And what happened was something that I didn't really want to happen. James Storm has returned to TNA Impact Wrestling. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this. I remember that when James Storm left TNA and was going to be a free agent, I was sad that James Storm didn't have a place to wrestle where I was going to have a chance to watch him wrestle as often as I needed to. And then things turned around, and James Storm ended up going to NXT. It was debated, it was rumored, he was going back and forth whether he signed a contract, whether if he didn't sign a contract, whether if he was a free agent, or whether if he was one of the guys, sort of like Tommaso Ciampa or like Johnny Gargano, that were just going there on sort of dates to sort of be somebody that people knew and give a good feeling to the NXT shows, maybe give them something to watch about. They've brought people in that were names in the past. They've brought in Rhino. They've brought in Brian Kendrick. They've even used, what was the guy's name that was, the guy who broke his neck? Just did a job match for them. And some guys have been able to come there and get wins. Some guys have gone there and just put people over, and you can tell that the focus really is not on them. But when James Storm debuted for NXT, it was a big deal, and people cared about it. I don't know if it really spiked a big number, since, they tape NXT weeks in advance. I believe they taped it, it got leaked, everybody found out about it, and then 2 weeks later it was on television. I don't know if people didn't watch and people cared about it for a minute, and then when it was on TV they didn't care enough to turn the television on and watch NXT, or maybe they're not subscribers, or I don't know. But Storm did wrestle twice for NXT. Once he got the win over, I can't even remember who he beat the first time. The second time he got a win over an actual WWE contracted opponent. He beat Adam Rose. He didn't even beat somebody under NXT deal. He beat somebody that's actually on the main roster. And, it was rumored that he was going to do this, but honestly, I thought maybe it would just be a rumor. Basically, he did the thing where he took a picture in front of the gym mirror and was like, how can I be on a plane to Impact when I'm here at the gym working out? Internet, best free agent in wrestling. It is what it is, but basically, James Storm made his return during a segment full of surprises. We had basically Bobby Roode had the open challenge for the King of the Mountain title. Where basically it was answered by Bram, who didn't know what year it was. Bram promised to have a good 2006, which would follow it up by Josh Matthews saying that Bobby Roode promised to have a great 2015. No lies there. If you didn't watch the show, this will probably be something that you'll watch for years on Botchmania and things like that. Basically TNA not even knowing what year it was going to be. Bobby Roode ended up getting the win after getting beat down by a lot in the match by Bram. So he ends up getting the win. After he pulls out the win, they accidentally play the Beer Money music, which sort of gives away the surprise. From there, it's interrupted by Eric Young hitting the ring and attacking Bobby Roode. From there, Bram gets up and ends up joining in, making it a double team. From there, we see James Storm come running through the crowd, jumping over the barricade to make the save. Turns out that the rumors are all true, that James Storm is back. Storm is mad that TNA gave him the biggest disappointment award during the Impact Awards. He says that him and Roode, they drink a lot of beer, and they made a lot of money together. Basically, he offers Roode a beer. Bobby Roode looked at him like he was crazy. But during the crowd who was getting into this, basically soaking it up, basically Bobby Roode drank the beer, and they left the ring. They took a commercial break. When they come back from the commercial, we're joined with Beer Money in the back, where Beer Money challenged Bram and Eric Young to have a match on the Friday pay-per-view, which is going to be a one night only, which was not really talked about during the show at all. But it's TNA Impact having these one night only shows that are actually going to be live. It doesn't seem like they're trying to make this a big deal, but it could be a good thing, for people out there. People like to watch wrestling. People will pay for wrestling if they think it's going to be good. Beer Money is one of my favorite tag teams. Do I want to throw down money in order to watch it? Not really, but maybe I'll find a way to watch it. So we'll see what happens with that.